A few days ago, William Ruto said enough is enough. And the remarks were meant to intimidate and to discourage Gen Zs and other Kenyans from taking to the streets for protests. That's what William Ruto intended to achieve. But today, Kenyans proved to Ruto that they are not buying his threats and intimidations. Across the country, Kenyans took to the streets. And I know you've seen some of these videos.
Ameuza airport. Ameuza nani?
Ameuza muhindi. Yaani
muhindi gani?
Sijui ndio muhindi. Lakini huyu Ruto alimaana nyumbani. Aende kalale. Moja hajauza airport. Tena hajauza airport. Nani? Huyu hajauza airport. Kwani anakwenda kuuza airport hapa? Yeye nani?
So sasa tunaelekea airport.
Tunaelekea airport pale.
Sawa.
Sasa tunaelekea airport. Arudie airport hapa.
Ruto must go!
So Kenyans stand out in their thousands to protest, demanding for Ruto to go. So the threats by Ruto have failed. The threats have hit a wall. Kenyans have not bought the threats. And the local police officers even followed Kenyans to the residential areas. Yes. That's a police water cannon truck. And you are seeing clearly it's spraying water on a residential building. The truck's following people into the residential areas. That's unacceptable. Kenyans should and must condemn this. This is how low William Ruto has allowed our police officers to go. The police should be very professional. But from what we are seeing with our police officers, they are not professional. They are now being used by politicians. Besides that, earlier in the day, William Ruto forwarded 10 names to the Speaker National Assembly to be considered for vetting as cabinet secretaries. When William Ruto was making the announcement days earlier, he named 11 people, but today he only forwarded 10 names with the name of Rebecca Miano, the one nominated for Attorney General, missing. And from some quarters, we are getting it that Rebecca Miano actually rejected that appointment by Ruto. We are getting that information from some quarters. And looking at things the way they are, There are only two explanations to that. Either Rebecca Miano rejected the appointment, or the pressure coming from Kenyans and even from the political class made Ruto change his mind on Rebecca serving as Kenya's Attorney General. So those options are only two. Rebecca Miano rejected the appointment, or William Ruto changed his mind. And if at all William Ruto changed his mind, then it confirms he's seriously confused. Serious confusion. He does not know what he's doing, or is just making those appointments without consulting. That's why he did name Rebecca Miano, but again, he's changing his mind. And if it's Rebecca Miano who rejected that appointment, then again it shows that some Kenyans don't want now to be associated with the Ruto's government. They know and they understand the government is collapsing. So they don't want to soil their good reputation. Soipan Tuya has been really receiving a lot of greetings from Kenyans. But to the shock of very many Kenyans, today William Ruto somehow gave Soipan Tuya a promotion from CS Environment to CS Defense. And Tuya has so far congratulated Ruto. Duale on his part is as if he has been demoted from defense to environment. As much as all the ministries are the same, there are some ministries that have more weight than others. It's very unfortunate that Duale has gladly accepted that cabinet appointment. Soipan Tuya too has gladly accepted the cabinet appointment. It's very clear Duale and Soipan don't care what Kenyans are saying at all. Kenyans have been imploring upon them to reject the appointments. So we just have leaders in this government who don't care about the good of the country. They are just there for their own stomachs and to serve their families. And again, if you look at what transpired across the country, I'm seeing a very high possibility where these protests are not dying anytime soon. So William Ruto has only one option: to listen to Kenyans. If he can't listen to Kenyans, then I'm seeing he's going to be in trouble. ICC is loading. And in our yesterday's analysis, we saw a group of Kenyan lawyers writing to ICC demanding for the arrest of Ruto. It's somehow very certain that if the trend continues, then William Ruto will eventually be summoned by ICC. He has made our police stoop too low. Our police officers are no longer professional. And Ruto has really destroyed this country. The judiciary is in his pocket, legislature in his pocket. All these other government institutions are all in his pockets. And for those who have been following us here, I've always maintained that William Ruto's style of rule, will only lead to anarchy. And we are seeing clearly that in just under 2 years, there is already serious anarchy in the country. And Ruto's leadership is just worsening things. We are seeing rogue police officers shooting demonstrators in broad daylight, kidnapping Kenyans in broad daylight, and now even government vehicles, the usual police trucks, they're even now concealing the number plates. How rogue can a government go? This one has gone rogue, yes. Let me stop it there. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Any person watching us outside Kenya, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. If possible, subscribe, give the video a like. And before I go, Let me remind those who don't know that protests were across the country. And even in some parts of the Kalenjin nation, there were protests. And not only that, in Rigathi Gachagwa's home constituency of Madeira, there were protests. So the protests cut across the country. And that proves Kenyans are against William Ruto's rule. We saw a research that was done a few days ago showing over 81% of Kenyans were supporting Gen Zs. So that's how unpopular William Ruto has become. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.